Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Christmas... Wait.
No, it's not Christmas.
Welcome to a special Halloween episode of the Evan and Katelyn podcast. Should we have special music played right in that?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll figure that out in the edit.
Yeah. Well, for those of you guys who are listening to the audio-only version, the two of us are in our backyard. There's a nice, pleasant, cheery fire
Raging
in front of us.
fire, yes. Giant fire pit.
And we're going to be telling scary stories today.
Talking about Halloween traditions.
And just having a special edition of the podcast because it's great weather outside. Mm-hmm. And we thought that'd be fun.
Yeah. So I think first, I was trying to think of like updates we have going on this week. Basically, I mean, y'all know October's been crazy busy, but we do have one very exciting update.
Team Trees. We are part of Team Trees.
I'm wearing my t-shirt.
Yes. And if you guys haven't seen the YouTube videos yet, basically hundreds of YouTubers are gathering together and we're trying to make a positive change in the world. We're trying to raise money to plant trees all around the world.
The goal is 20 million trees by 2020. And so to do that, we are trying to raise $20 million. I think it's at like 3 something.
Yes, it's over $3 million raised
it's over
so
3
far.
last time I checked.
In 2 days?
Yeah, which is like pretty insane.
That's pretty insane.
And so, I mean, you guys, I feel like the videos will continue to roll out because the launch was on Friday. We did ours. We launched our video announcing it on Friday because that's when we announce videos. I think some people it'll be like continuing to roll out.
Yeah.
And I could see even more people who maybe weren't a part of it initially joining in after seeing it. So,
I know some of the original people who started this movement. I know Mr. Beast,
Mark Rober,
and Dustin from Smarter Every Day.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of some of the original instigators, and they've kind of opened it up, saying whoever wants to make videos about this, whoever wants to raise awareness, let's keep this going.
Yeah.
And
so if you have a YouTube channel,
you
make
a
a
Team
part
Trees
of
video.
it. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I think it's a neat thing, and it's really cool to be part of a bigger initiative like this.
Yeah, it's, and this is something they kind of mentioned, you know, when it was brought up to all of us behind the scenes before we the public launch. But you know, it seems like there's a lot of bad press for YouTubers these days, and there's kind of a bad public image.
Well, I think that's because it's easier to write news articles when things go wrong, and YouTube is such a big place and there's so many YouTubers. Of course there's going to be bad things happening. It doesn't, like, we aren't interesting news stories, like
no.
like
the most interesting thing we do is record a podcast outside by the fire. We're like, ooh, it's special edition Halloween. Special.
People Katelyn has like scary makeup on.
I do. You probably can't even see it. I just put on makeup like I did in high school, so it's just all black around my eyes.
So it looks probably shadowed.
Like I'm extra tired. Man, I got a lot of comments in the Bivers DIY stained glass resin video. Like, you guys look really tired. Katelyn has some big circles under her
And we
eyes.
were tired. We're still tired.
We're still tired. I'll just start wearing makeup like this in every video, and then I'll be like, what are you talking about?
Throughout October, you just get like more and more dark eye makeup as it goes.
We don't have any more videos in October.
Well, no. But as we keep on filming videos in October.
Oh.
Because they're not being released till later, but.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, well. So Katelyn put together the plan for this podcast. What's
Yeah. Well, I thought it'd be fun to tell some scary stories.
Okay.
I have a few.
You start.
Okay. Oh, I love scary stories. So I don't know if I've told you. I know I've told you one of these, but I don't think I've told you the other two.
Ooh, I'm excited.
So it's kind of like a series of a few weird things that happened. I had this friend in high school. And like, so she would often sleep over at our house, and there were several times where she would experience weird things. I never did, but she would experience really weird stuff.
At your house?
At my house.
And did she experience them elsewhere too?
No.
What?
Yeah. Well, she was kind of the type to like be a little bit more like
Sensitive?
like have weird intuitions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I've never. I have a lot of people in my family that are like that, but I've never been that way. I've never had like cool intuitions and stuff. I always wanted them. But anyways, so a couple weird things that happened. One was, I actually, I think both of these might have been in the same night or like the same week. But one was she was sleeping over and we were both in my room, and she woke up in the middle of the night and she swore that she saw like a shadowy figure standing by the end of the bed. Like, woke up, looked over, saw something there, which was super weird. And like, it was very out of the blue because, I mean, she, like I said, she was kind of like intuitive about stuff, but it's not something, like, it was kind of out of character.
Yeah.
To just be like, I saw a shadowy figure by the end of your bed just standing over us.
Was it like, did it have any features, or did it have
she
any,
just said shadowy.
like a hat or a mask or
a hat?
I don't know, sometimes.
Oh, yes, it did. It had a
top hat.
A newsboy cap, yes. It was a shadowy
like
figure.
distinguishing features. I don't know.
No, it was just
or just
shadowy.
like a hooded, like amorphous.
It was just a shadowy figure.
Dang.
Yeah, tall, shadowy figure. And then another thing, and I think this is because she wouldn't sleep in my room after that.
What?
So when she would sleep over instead, she started sleeping in there was like a kind of bonus room upstairs outside of our rooms with a couch. And so she would sleep there. And then there was one night where she heard like this dripping noise start. And like she couldn't go to sleep. She just kept hearing this dripping noise, to where she was like, okay, maybe someone left on a sink. And she was pretty comfortable at our house. Like, she was there a lot. So she was like, okay, I'm just going to like check the kitchen, check, the guest bathrooms and this and that. She walked all over the place in the house, could not find the source of the noise. Like, it was seemingly the same volume in most places in the house. Like, there wasn't a clue to where it was. And she just could never figure it out. And then another time where she was sleeping on that couch, she woke up by what she described as a sickening gurgling noise.
What?
I know, right?
Maybe the figure was standing by her bed that time.
Maybe he wanted her. Maybe it had nothing to do with me. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. In this house.
In our current house?
In our current house, I was trying to sleep in the living room one day because I was sick and I didn't want to like keep you up by rolling around, and I heard like this humming fan-like noise, and I just couldn't find it. I walked all around the house and I like checked the fridge. I was like, is it the fridge making this weird noise? Like, how could I not notice that there's this loud humming noise in our house? But like, it was at night and all the other sounds were gone. And I was like, What's that? What's this hum? What's this hum? And it was driving me crazy. And I was like, I forget which period of sickness it was, but I was like sick for like a few days in a row. And the second day I was like, I just got to find this. And it was the mosquito catcher right outside of the door.
Very spooky.
Very spooky. I was like, the mysterious humming noise.
One thing that happened to me that like, it was one of the scariest things that happened, but it wasn't like spooky ghost things or anything. It was just like one of the times I've been the most scared. I was in my first apartment, and I mean, it was in a okay area of town. It wasn't like the best area of town.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great. It was medium. It wasn't like terrifying, but it wasn't great. And in this apartment complex, like, I'd seen a car get its tires stolen. There was once where I came home and everything was roped off because someone had been shot. Like, some scary stuff had happened. And there's one night where, and I lived alone. There's one night where, so the apartment had like an alarm system.
Mm-hmm.
And the alarm started going off in the middle of the night. It had never happened before.
Man.
I freaked out. Like, turn on all the lights. Juby went running and hiding under the bed because it was super loud. And I like go to the kitchen. I grab a kitchen knife because I got nothing. That's all I got. And I'm like looking around, and no doors are open, which is good. But of course, someone could have come in and then shut the door.
Yeah.
I like turn off the alarm so I can hear things and think straight. And I never figured out what it was. Like, in that moment later on, I think what it was is like there was just a little bit of give on my like balcony door to where it could throw off the sensors, and even with the doors being locked and closed, it would set it off, because it happened once more later on another night, and then I was like, I'm just not using this alarm anymore, because it's terrifying to wake up in the middle of the night with your like alarm going off that only goes off when an entry sensor opens.
Man.
In like a kind of sketchy area.
So that's why you sleep with your butcher knife at night by the bedside table.
Yes, it is. No, I don't do that.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I haven't had that many scary experiences that I can remember. I mean, when I was younger, I'm not sure if this is called like a reoccurring nightmare or what, but I always saw like red lights, like power lights or like electronic lights on like VCRs or TVs or whatever. I sometimes, some nights I'd wake up and I'd see those lights around the house, and I'd think that they're like skeleton eyes or like
you'd really think
creepy
that they were?
eyes
like
or something like that. When I was younger, yeah, it was like a slight fear that I had.
Yeah.
Where I'd like see things. Everyone sees like shapes and figures
I
and
remember
stuff
some
when
of
they
that
wake up.
so vividly when I was younger. But it was like weird.
I remember one time I had to get up and I had to like hit it and like remove the object so it wasn't making that shape anymore, just so I could stop picturing it as that thing. I was like, no, bad.
Sometimes, I mean, like when you're young though, your imagination just runs so wild. Like there was once, I remember it so distinctly and vividly, and this is the main time I remember like seeing something that wasn't there. But I was sleeping in my parents' room, and they had we had like a closed-in patio, and there was a door from their room to the patio that had like these really big kind of sheer curtains in front of it. And I saw a like cartoony monster man. It was like a cartoon, like a 2D illustration. And he was sitting at a table with other monsters in our patio. He came to the curtains, he bit the curtains, and then he went back. It wasn't really scary. It was just weird.
This is a hungry little cartoon monster.
He's a hungry little cartoon monster. I think they were playing poker at their table.
And he lost the bet or something?
I don't know.
And he had to go eat the
he
human's
just
curtain.
needed a snack. I don't know. It was not scary. I wasn't really scared. I was just like, that's weird.
Have you ever had night terrors?
I've had where like you feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah, what is that?
Well, I don't know if the name for it is sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, that's it, yeah.
I don't know if what I had is like extreme enough to call sleep paralysis. Okay, so I don't know. You guys probably know what that is, but fire's getting poppy. It's like where you
wake up in the middle of the night.
You wake up in the morning. I'm sorry, I did it again.
Your brain is conscious,
and
but
awake.
you can't move your body in any way. You can't do anything. You can't make a noise. You feel like a pressure is on your chest.
Yeah. I've never, I don't think I've ever experienced it where I like thought I was awake. I've experienced things where like in the dream I needed to move or I needed to yell and I couldn't. And I started kind of like having that same kind of panic attack where
I remember waking you up from one.
Yeah,
where
you
you were sleeping, but like your breathing was elevated, and like in my sleep, I picked up that your breathing was wrong, and I woke up, and then I woke you up, and then you said like, "Oh my gosh, thanks," because I was like stuck.
I was freaking out. Yeah,
man,
it's weird. Yeah, I don't think that's the exact same as sleep paralysis.
I've definitely had sleep paralysis.
Where you woke up?
You helped me. It's like
I
woke up.
I didn't know that it was like. I didn't know if it was more of what I experienced or if you were like...
No, I was conscious. I was in bed.
Weird.
I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't say anything. So I was like trying to like slap you.
Oh yeah, you kept like tapping me.
I was trying to like really like make. I was trying to slap you so you could help me get out of this. I was like trying to move or say something or do anything.
Yeah.
And then like I think I could slightly control my breathing, so I tried to breathe loudly and irregularly and slap you. And I probably just like was like laying in bed going.
I think you were
trying to like slap you, and you're like, Evan, are you okay? And like you help me or something.
Yeah,
but,
I picked up that something was wrong, and then I woke you up.
I was like, shake me more. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's freaky.
I think that was stress related.
Probably. It seems like the kind of thing that would be brought on by stress.
I think at that period in our lives, we were just really stressed.
Well, we best watch out. October is a
this week.
stressful, spoopy month.
You know, it has been pretty stressful, but we've just given up things. We haven't been streaming as much.
I
We
know,
haven't
which
been
sucks.
doing as many things, but like I feel like we've been managing it fairly well.
Better than we used to.
Better
and-
than we used to.
October's almost done. I mean,
Yeah.
we still have like the first week of November also is kind of still
Yeah.
crazy, but
We only have 1.5 more projects until we're out of this crazy period.
yes. Yes. I know. So some other spooky stories. 'Cause like, well, so for me, I would like seek out spooky stuff,
Yeah.
you know?
Because you're a spooky child.
I was a spooky child. And once my parents, like my family, were going to Savannah. Because I almost went to Savannah College of Art and Design, so we're like, oh, we'll make like a little trip out of it because we were visiting and stuff. And there's this really haunted hotel there called the Marshall House.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't used to be a hotel. It was like a house. And then during the Civil War, it was used for like, it was like a soldier hospital. And then during, like in the 19th century, I had to look up some of the like dates and facts because I couldn't remember them exactly. In the 19th century, it was used as like a hospital again for like yellow fever patients. And so a lot of people died in that house. And later on, it was turned into a hotel, but it's like from like the 19th century. Like,
Who made that decision?
well, I mean, you know, well, I don't know if it's the same in, I don't know. In some places, I feel like you kind of lean into it, and it
Yeah.
makes people like,
Yeah. I mean,
like some
it worked for
hotels
you.
in New Orleans and stuff. Yeah, so it's
It
like,
worked for you.
Yeah. And so my dad like got us a reservation to stay there, like the 2 days we were there, and I was so excited. And a couple strange things happened, and I looked up like what the common strange occurrences are, and there's like a whole
Before or after?
after,
After. Okay.
like just now,
oh, wow.
because I was like, I wonder if any of the things we experienced like
We're common.
overlapped.
Yeah.
The things that we experienced, and of course, like as with any scary stuff, it could probably be explained
Explained.
away, but still, because we were in like a creepy place. So one was like me and my brother were staying in one room, and then my parents were in another room. And so in our room, we had latched the balcony door. There was like, it wasn't really a balcony you could step up on. It was like one of those old timey ones where you can just kind of open the window and there's like a little gate and you can take like one step.
Like, what's
It's
the
like
use of
6
that?
inches, you know? So they had one of those, and we had like opened it up to check it out, and we locked it behind us when we left. And we just like went downstairs for a little bit because there was like a little courtyard area that my parents were at, and we came back up and it was open, which is super weird because like no one had been in the room, and we had latched it, and it was like not a kind of latch. It was like the kind where a little hook goes down into a hole.
So it was closed but unlatched.
No, we closed and latched it.
Yeah, you closed and latched it, but it was closed and
No, it was open.
open and unlatched.
Yeah. When we got back, and we were like, what? Because we had not been down that long. Then another thing is just like our radio turning on and off on its own. It had like an old school radio in
Yeah.
there. And that's one of the things that apparently happens, like, is like electronics turning on and off on their own. There's like a big list of things that people experience, but that was one of them. Another one kind of related to the latch maybe is like people hearing like doorknobs jiggle, like someone's trying to get in, but then no one's there. Maybe they're trying to.
Did that happen to you?
No, that didn't happen. But
Oh.
but it's kind of like related maybe to the latch.
Oh, that's crazy. I wonder if you could. That'd be that'd be a really good Halloween project. Like make a.
Doorknob jiggler. Sorry.
I was thinking like what would be easier might be the like radio, an old like a radio that
yeah.
turns on and off.
Yeah, you
A
totally could.
boombox that turns
a
on and
boombox
off.
does it play music?
Yes. Or a like what's a Bluetooth speaker that just randomly starts
Oh yes.
playing creepy music.
I feel what
It's like what if it's like paired to you, like so it's like I make a Bluetooth speaker I buy a Bluetooth speaker for you, but then I hack it so that like I can take over the Bluetooth connection and play local stuff instead. So you're just like at your desk and then the Bluetooth speaker turns on and starts playing spooky things.
That would be pretty spooky.
That'd be a good project that I have no clue how to do. It's like that's like the
by next
opposite.
Halloween.
The opposite of like where our expertise lies.
Yeah.
Can I use resin to make that happen? I don't know.
I mean, resin could be involved, but I don't think it could make it happen. As magical as resin is. Okay, so I do have one more scary story that is not my own, but it is my family's.
Mm-hmm.
And
I might have heard this one.
You might have heard this one. Okay. Well, I'll tell you guys because it's a cool story. So, my dad's family, my grandmother on that side is very, like, intuitive to things.
Yeah.
I mean, like, very much so. And the house they lived in was haunted. And she would experience stuff all the time, you know, like things getting knocked off of dressers and this and that and, you know, little things here and there. And they were having a dinner party and, you know, they're all like having dinner and this and that. And they're in the dining room. And in the dining room, there are these little mirrored tiles on the walls. And she was telling people some of the stories about spooky stuff that had happened. And people were kind of like laughing it off slightly, like, oh, you know, yeah, sure, you know, whatever, being doubters. And then the mirrored tiles started popping off the walls one by one and shattering onto the floors.
How many fell off?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask the specific number. But like a lot of them.
Multiple.
And later on, that house burned down.
Haunted.
Did
they find the cause of the fire?
The ghosts.
Official record by the Department of Fire and Ghost Arson.
Yep. It's official. Yeah, so you don't have as many scary stories.
I don't have as many scary stories.
Maybe
I
just sought them out more.
Or maybe I'm just very forgetful.
I mean,
I'll have to ask my parents because I'm also very forgetful.
Do you have... Oh, so we were talking about Halloween traditions the other day, but I thought it'd be fun to, like, bring some of those up, especially because one of my traditions you were a part of long before we were dating, because I used to always have Halloween parties at my house.
Because Katelyn's favorite time of the year by far is Halloween. She just likes Halloween a lot. I mean, you like Christmas too. You like traditions in general.
Yeah, I like traditions in general, and I like Christmas, but like, and I get excited about Christmas, but I don't know. There's something special about Halloween.
It fits your personality, especially from like that point in your life.
Yes. But yeah. So I used to, I mean, I was the type of kid that trick-or-treated like until I was much older than most kids, just because I wanted to like hold on to the tradition. But then in high school, I was old enough to start having parties at my house. These are all sanctioned parties by my parents. My mom helped me plan them and decorate. My parents were there. No funny business going on. But so once I was in high school, I started having parties, and we would go like all out. And you came to one of those parties. Yeah. You came to the last one, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Because my parents moved that year. So that was the last one.
So glad I got to go to one.
I know.
She did go all out. She like had crazy decorations. They had like a lot of trees in their backyard, and she had like...
I would like... So my mom and I would like get on ladders and wrap, you know, the big sheets of spider web? We would wrap clusters of trees with spider web to create like a spider web room. And then it was like we would light it all creepy. Sometimes if there was enough space, like within the room, we'd put like a fire in there and some chairs. So like if you were in there, you're in this creepy little seance room.
But it wasn't just that. Like from the beginning, as you approached, there was like spooky stuff. Inside, there was spooky stuff. There's spooky stuff like along the entire path to the backyard. Like the whole house was decked out and spooky. Yeah.
One thing we did that I think I had forgotten about it until we were talking about it the other day. And it's probably the reason why I did our wedding backdrop the way that we did, because our wedding backdrop was like strips of fabric that I dyed, and like we made this like stand together and tied them, and
it was like a happy blue and pink and fun color
very
rainbow
fun colors.
thing. Yeah.
But what I did for Halloween was I took the same like cheap fabric and ripped it into strips, and we would like rub it around in the dirt so it'd get really dirty, and we would tie it to the trees, like hundreds of strips of fabric all throughout like the tons of trees in the backyard. And it was so creepy. I mean, it kind of looks like when a house gets toilet papered, honestly, but like
but better, more dense.
Better, more dense, and like dirtier.
Yeah.
And like it's not going to fall apart if it rains.
You know what I kind of like would like to see now? That same thing, but mixed like Nightmare Before Christmas style with string lights.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be awesome.
Just like string lights and creepy, spooky muslin fabric.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, and it's just something about the way it like moves in the wind.
Yeah.
It's so creepy, but you can get like yards and yards of it for super cheap. So it makes a really big impact. You can technically reuse it. You know, you just wash it.
Okay, so you know what we're going to do? When we care about the appearance of our backyard during a holiday season, what we can do is for Halloween, we'll do the spooky fabric. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as it's not Halloween anymore and it's approaching Christmas, we'll go back and we'll dip dye every other one green and every other one red. And then all of a sudden, it's Christmas themed.
It looks like shredded Christmas.
That fits in some ways. It's like Nightmare Before Christmassy Christmas.
Yeah, that's true. That's my style of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that would be another tradition is we always try to watch Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
We've been
every
bad
year,
the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get 2 chances to watch Nightmare Before Christmas.
I know, but really, one makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
It's more of a Halloween movie than
it
a
is
Christmas
more of a
movie,
Halloween.
I think.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just because I feel like there's like other more Christmassy Christmas movies.
Yeah. I'm going to put one more log in the fire.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Do you have any favorite scary movies?
Scary movies that are actually scary or scary movies that are not as scary?
Either.
Hocus Pocus is a pretty
Oh, that's a good Halloween
awesome
movie.
Halloween movie.
That is a really good one. That's like a classic that you can watch that gets you in the Halloween spirit. That's not like a scary.
What was the cat's name?
Oh, Thackeray.
Thackeray?
Thackeray.
Is it actually Thackeray?
It's actually Thackeray, and I did not figure that out till I was an adult. I thought it was Zachary.
Yeah.
Because it's Thackeray Binks.
Uh-huh.
So I thought it was Zachary, but she was just lisping. But no,
I
if you
thought
look it up,
it was,
it's
Thackeray.
I know, right? Isn't that so
Is that
strange?
where Binks came from?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, we used to have a cat named Binks, and it's from Thackeray Binks.
Thackeray. Was Binks' first name Thackeray?
No, his first name was Binks.
Binks Thackeray. Thackeray is his middle name.
I just like it's so interesting because, I mean, maybe that was a name back then when he was supposed to be from.
Yeah, maybe.
Thackeray.
I think in terms of
that's a good one.
actual scariness, I just can't do gory stuff. It just disturbs me. So a lot of scary movies depend on that. You know what I mean?
That's true. I will say I don't mind gory stuff, but I prefer the ones that rely a little bit more on your imagination.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's the opposite of that?
Paranormal Activity.
No. Paranormal Activity was great.
Because that's like all
Mother or something like that. What was like? I think it was like Mother or something like that.
With the creepy
Mama
face.
or whatever. Mama.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's like it was a pretty good creepy movie until they showed the face of the monster, and then I just couldn't take it seriously.
It was just a little derpy.
It was just like a little bit derpy. It was like a little bit not scary, and it had been pretty good.
Well, because I think
up to that point.
I think the reason it was is because it left it up to your imagination.
Yeah.
You know?
I just kind of felt bad for the scary thing. I was like, oh, I feel bad.
It was like a kind of sad, derpy face.
It was kind of a sad, derpy face, and I was like, oh, poor thing. It's like it received my sympathy instead of my fear at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's so unfortunate that you look that way.
Paranormal Activity was a pretty good balance for me.
I like that one. The reason I said it was opposite of like the gore-based stuff is because there's like no gore.
No gore.
And
all like if you got in the right mood and if you got like in like the like you're like just imagine that you're watching surveillance footage and you're just part of the experience. It was good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like with any movie you have to like engulf yourself in it, you know, and So I think you could. I mean, I enjoyed it. I know there's some people that thought like not enough stuff happened.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's because like they weren't.
But I felt like I was able to put myself in it so much because like it's like you're watching surveillance footage.
Yeah.
And you're watching a TV. You know.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It kind of fit with that. It felt like that. I was able to immerse myself more easily because it's kind of like bad. It's kind of like how YouTube feels more real than movies or TV shows.
Yeah.
It's like that felt almost more real to me.
It was like lower quality cameras. And
lower quality cameras and stuff. And like, I don't know.
And not a bunch of special effects. The budget was so low for that.
Yeah.
Well, and also they didn't use any well-known actors.
Yeah.
Which I think helped a lot. Because like it would totally break it if it was like, oh, there's, I don't know,
Brad
famous
Pitt
actor.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie or whatever.
There's Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Just a normal family with some ghosts.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. I mean,
like the opposite of that is like some of those gross, scary movies we watched with our
Human Centipede.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it. I just couldn't. I just noped. Out of there.
Right out of there.
And I just like hung out on the patio with our friends that wimped out.
I stuck it out, and I don't think I'm better for it. I probably should have left
Noped
also.
too, yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have noped right on out of there.
Oh, disturbing. It's just like once those things get into your head, they can't leave. You can't unsee some things.
Yep. Just talking about it.
I know. Just talking about it. I'm like, no. Oh, flashbacks. Just let's move on.
Yeah. You know, one that I really liked was The Ring.
The Ring was good.
I really liked The Ring. Like
The Ring didn't rely on like overt scary as much.
It was
a good balance.
I felt like it was a good balance. It still like left a lot of mystery until kind of like the final scene.
Yeah.
When everything went down, you know. But I liked the like mystery involved in it too. I thought it was cool and just like a cool story. And again, something about like, because a big part of the creepy stuff was like the tape.
Yeah.
You know, which you're watching like surveillance footage. I don't know why that's so creepy, but it's because it like feels more real.
Yeah.
You know, so you're watching this like tape and all the creepy stuff on the tape. That kind of reminds me of like, so one thing we considered for this was reading no sleep stories. I know that's something Jen and Julian do on the Jen and Julian podcast. And with no sleep stories, because I read a bunch of them.
It's like, what are your favorite things?
Well, my favorite things are ones that so there's different style of stories. Some are very like well written, where it's like they describe the setting, they set up the story, they set up the characters. It's all very like, it's like reading a book. And
the best is as if the person writing it is like posting to Reddit, right?
Yeah. The best is if like it feels like just a normal person. They're not giving you these like brilliantly written setups. And there's a lot of ones like that where it's like they're updates. So there's live updates. There's one I followed that like updated over the course of a year.
Was it the Spore one?
Town.
Infected Town. That was
like
a good
year or a year and
series.
a half. They'd go months, and then there'd be another one, and it was like, oh my God, what's happening now? What's happening in the town?
Yeah.
You know? And it builds upon itself, and it's written like, okay, this date, this time, here's what's going on. Something's weird. And it like builds up almost like a diary. And then some other ones that I really like that are different, but again, kind of have that like realism feel are the ones that are like, you know, I used to be an EMT and like I've seen some really crazy stuff. I thought I'd share some of my stories.
Oh, nice.
Things like that.
Yeah. You know what would be great? A podcast that was a serialized like audio diary of someone going through like if they had of like the infected town, if it had been like an audio diary and like they could have had some practical effects like they were there, like they're walking through the thing or they like heard some things, but like it was all like told as if it was like someone with this Zoom recorder right here telling the story like live.
That'd be so good. I wonder if something like that exists.
Probably.
I
wonder if it's good.
Maybe. But yeah, there's something about like stuff that is shot as if it's real that I think like you said, I think it does suck you in extra, or stuff that's written as if it's real.
Yeah, you can easily pretend like it's real.
Yeah.
It's like the like you probably could put yourself and like imagine anything is real, but like if you almost don't realize that that's what you're doing as you're watching it.
Yeah.
You know, it has a bigger effect on some people, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have any like things from when you were younger that were super creepy?
I think the only thing is imagining shapes, imagining things in the night, and the sleep paralysis that I've had in my adulthood.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you'd had it when you were younger.
No, not when I was younger. That would freak me out.
Yeah, I feel like when you're a kid, it's like extra freaky.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't have someone next to you that you can just like breathe loudly towards.
Yeah.
You know?
This isn't really a creepy experience, but like it was kind of freaky. When we were living abroad, my brother had a really, really high fever, like 102, 103 or something. So he was kind of like hallucinating at night, and we were all kind of checking on him. But I had a room next to him, and I heard him like making noises, so I went in to check on him. And I was like 13, he was 14 or so, and he was just taking everything off the walls.
Oh, I'd be so freaked out.
He was just taking everything off the walls, like all the paintings, everything, and he was just like putting it all on the floor. And I'm like, Eric, what's going on? And he's like, it's too heavy for the walls. The walls are going to collapse. It's all going to collapse. And he was
so
just like
freaking
obsessed with like, he just thought that the walls were just too heavy and it was all going to fall in. And yeah.
That's creepy. That's like something that would happen in a scary movie.
Yeah, but I knew that it was a fever. But like, what if I didn't know that he was having a fever dream?
Yeah, like what if you were significantly younger and like...
Or what if like I was away at my friend's place or something, and he suddenly caught a fever and it went crazy, and then I came back, and for some reason my parents didn't tell me that my brother is there with a fever, and like I'm just like in my room and I hear that and I walk in and that's what he's doing. That'd be creepy.
That'd be pretty creepy. Have you ever had fever dreams? Or like weird fever hallucinations? I never have.
I never have.
Boring.
Go get hot right now. Get really hot and make your brain malfunction.
Just closer to the fire. Yeah. I
have had lucid dreams quite a bit, and I love it. Oh,
yeah.
Lucid dreams are the best. You haven't had any, have you?
No, I have.
You have?
A lot of my dreams are lucid.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you do in them?
I just kind of, I don't really fight it too much. I just kind of like follow along with the dream.
Yeah.
Like where it takes me. I don't try to like...
For those of you who haven't maybe heard of lucid dreaming, is you're dreaming, but then you're semi-conscious in the dream, and I have control over my dream. Do you have any control over your dream?
I don't know. I've never tried to control it.
You should do it.
I feel like I would wake myself up.
No. If you get good at it, it's like you kind of like partway wake up, and then you're still dreaming, and then if you can like stay in that dream state, then like it's like your imagination is insane. I feel like I'm talking like about drugs or something like that, but like this is like
expand your
mind. But like completely natural. You just go to sleep, and like as you're waking up, if you can enter this state, it's really pretty awesome. And for some reason, all of mine are like action movies or like sci-fi movies or like related to a book I read or a movie I've seen or something like that. And I guess my brain just like takes all of that world that's built up in these books or movies or whatever, and all of a sudden I'm in there, and I can like, have special powers or something. I can fly, I can breathe underwater, standard dream things that some people do. But like, I remember this one lucid dream that I had that was from, I forget which episode of Star Wars, but it was epic. It was really cool. It was I think the second one where Anakin was like the teenager, and he had the crush on the princess.
Yeah.
And I think that the princess almost got assassinated through the window. I think R2-D2 saved her or something like that.
You remember so much
because he detected like the thing. I watched this movie like once when it first came out.
So what was your dream?
But anyways, Anakin jumps out of the window rashly and starts running around on the flying cars that are in the city, So it's like the assassin was far away
Okay.
and shot through the window like this slug
Kinda remember.
that like was gonna like. And part of me thought like, why didn't you just shoot the princess? But like, I think what it did is like it shot like a canister that deployed like this poisonous snake.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just shoot it. Yeah.
Just shoot a grenade in there.
Yeah, what the heck?
What the heck?
You got like rocket launchers. Just shoot
Yeah,
a rocket
yeah. And if
launcher.
you're able to get in there, just
do the thing.
if you know
I mean,
where
not
she
that
is.
I want to see her dead or anything.
But anyways,
like, yeah,
plot
practicality.
holes. Come on,
Yeah,
come on now.
Wait, so what was your dream?
So I jumped like I was Anakin, and I was like running through the skyway. I was like jumping off of flying cars, chasing this person. I took over a flying car, and I was like flying it around and like dodging and diving and like maneuvering this flying car, chasing this villain, and it was pretty epic.
And you were controlling it?
Yeah, I
It
could
was
like
lucid dreaming?
I could kind of like control it some. I could like control the plot. If I wanted to like be in the car more, I could be in the car more. If I wanted to like jump and fly around some more, I could do that. I could kind of like somewhat rewind and move the like movie
Interesting.
forwards and backwards. I couldn't like change who I was or the world I was in or whatever. But like you can tweak little things. You can like change not change scenes, because like it is actually pretty continual and linear, but you can kind of like I could kind of fast forward and rewind it, and then I could like change the plot. It was like kind of like choose your own adventure, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But you just have a lot of choices in a way,
That's interesting.
but it has to be kind of within the world that's populated and flushed out in your mind, because you know your brain,
Your brain can
can't
only do so much.
your brain can only do so much. But like since all of the world was flushed out, I knew what the general powers were. I knew like the city and the scene. It was all set for me, and it's the opposite of a nightmare in a way. But like it's an awesome dream.
That is pretty cool. I've had some recurring dreams that were creepy that spanned like years.
What were they?
So a lot of the specifics I don't remember. The main thing.
Oh,
What?
yeah. I think you told me this.
Which one?
The Juby.
Oh no, that's a different one.
Oh,
Oh,
that's-
I'll tell that one too. That one's scary. That one I still have. These I haven't had it in a while, but it was just like there's this house, and sometimes I recognize that it's the house because I'm seeing the same things in the house. But sometimes I'm in a different part of the house that I haven't been in before, like the attic, for example. But I just know it's the same house, and so like that's the lucid part of it for me, is that like awareness that I'm in the place I've dreamed about before. And I know I'm in a dream, but I'm still in this house. And so I'll like explore it and stuff. But there's
Is it a house from your
No.
real world experiences?
no, it's like a made up house. And I have bits and pieces of pictures of what it looks like. Like I know that there's rafters in the ceiling. Like it's kind of an older house. But I couldn't tell you specifics, but I've had like dozens of dreams where I'm in this house. And it hasn't happened in a long time, probably not since like college,
Wow.
but it was from like childhood to college. And it could still be going on now. I'll be honest, I used to, every time I would have a dream, when I woke up, as soon as I woke up, I would write it down,
Yeah.
because that's when it's freshest.
I almost want to read through some of those.
I have them written
sometime.
down. I have some scary dreams written down, and a lot of them are in that house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What if that was next Halloween's
Ooh. Well, we got a whole year.
reading Katelyn's scary dream diary?
Dream diary. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'd have to like go sort through some to find them. But yeah, these days, because I don't write them down, I feel like I also don't remember them as well.
Yeah. Sometimes we talk about what we dreamed about when we wake up, but sometimes we don't.
Yeah, sometimes
And
I
most
don't.
times you've forgotten.
Most times because usually I wake up a little bit before you.
Yeah.
So if I haven't told you like immediately, it's already left.
Yeah.
You know, you have to do it like right when you wake up.
Right when you wake up.
So I could still be having dreams about that house and just not know it. What if in real life I go to that house and I recognize it?
Ah, that'd be so freaky.
That'd be crazy. Just walk in and it's like, I've been here.
And then run away.
Yes. It's like my entire life has been leading me to this house.
And then run away. Buy it so we can destroy it.
But then maybe you just buy the curse if you buy it.
Then you take it with you.
Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah. Your other scary dream is about like...
This one's more realistically
And
scary.
it's sad.
It's not always sad. But so one dream that I didn't really start having until I got Jube, but like I often, and I still have dreams where like, cause she's an inside cat. I know there's mixed feelings about that, but when I got her in the location I was in, that was the best for her. And then she got used to it, and it's not always good to like change. And we just thought that was the best for her. So she's an inside cat. Is looked over to see if she's if she's over there. And I will often have dreams about like I'm in an unfamiliar house and Jube's there too, and either she keeps getting out and I can't find, like I've swept the house, I've looked for every possible exit and I can't find it, or other cats are getting in. Like cats or other animals, but usually other cats.
And you've lost Jube in the bundle.
Yeah, you'd think that'd be awesome for me, but no, because like I worry about Jube. I worry about her getting like swept away with the other cats. I worry about like the other cats like biting her or scratching her, and she gets
or
an
if there's
infection.
a hole where cats can get in, cats can get out.
Cats can get out too, and so I'm like searching for Jube, and there's all these other cats in the house, and I can't find her, and I'm in like a panic. And like every time I find her, she just ends up getting out again, or more cats are getting in, and I just like have this overwhelming amount of cats trying to get into the house, and I can't keep her safe, and I can't keep like an eye on her because it's like trying to plug a faucet, you know?
It's kind of like that Fantasia where Mickey just keeps on getting more and more and more water.
Yeah.
But there's cats.
Yeah, exactly. Like you'd think it'd be a dream, or like a positive dream, but it's very stressful because I'm trying to take care
of one particular
cat. Yes. I also, this was back when I had hamsters. I would often dream that like the hamster was my responsibility, and for some reason, like I forgot the hamster existed for like 3 months.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I haven't fed the hamster. I haven't cleaned the hamster's cage. Is the hamster still alive?
It's kind of like the dreams that everyone has about school, about that class that they forgot that they had.
Yeah, just a very hamster-specific version of that. I'll have those every now and then, too.
Oh, my gosh, still?
Yeah,
the hamsters?
Yeah, still I'll have a hamster one every now and then. I just, like, have dreams about, like, not being able to take care of my animal responsibilities, you know? But
well, the fire is dying down a little bit. Is there anything else on the list?
I think we can close it out.
Okay, time for Thing of the Week. I feel like we should replace all of those with scary versions of it.
Okay, we'll do it.
Just this one time.
Yeah.
What's my Thing of the Week? I wrote it down.
It's Michael Reeves' new video.
All right. Okay, so my Thing of the Week is a video from Michael Reeves, and he set up a Twitter algorithm so that when people tweet at him an item on Amazon that's within a certain price range, this bot will automatically buy the most highly ranked tweet for a time period.
People could upvote the tweets.
Yeah. So it's basically the internet decided how he was going to decorate his room, and it went
and he let it
poorly.
He let it run for 24 full hours.
Yeah, he had hundreds and hundreds of items delivered to him.
I think it was 100.
100?
I think it was 100. But
okay.
It's still a lot.
That's a lot of packages.
Yeah. And the internet decided everything. I was surprised at the sheer amount of BTS stuff. Like, did people get together on that and
I don't know. BTS is a pretty big thing, and I'd say maybe don't watch it with your kids.
No, definitely don't watch it with kids.
Michael Reeves
if you know
has
his channel. It's not kid appropriate.
He uses language that is not appropriate to use around children.
There are maybe posters in the video that are not appropriate.
That's true.
But it's also a hilarious video, and just the concept
so
of letting your fans troll you like that.
Well, especially his fans. His fans are quite trolly. I feel like you guys would be pretty kind to us if we did something like that.
I feel like people would be pretty kind.
You know what? Michael should set up that bot. He should collaborate with a whole bunch of other YouTubers to do that experiment for other YouTubers. Do it for Mr. Beast, but the budget is like
$100,000.
$100,000.
Letting my fans buy $100,000 worth of decorations for my room.
Yes. That would be amazing.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would do really well. That would be a great collab. Oh my gosh.
That'd be great. He could rent a place and have it decorated. The whole house could be decorated by the internet.
And then he donates it.
The house.
The whole house with all the decorations. Yeah.
know what? It's not outside the realm of possibilities.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
really not. And then all the money goes to trees.
Yes. Okay, so what's your thing
my
of the
thing
week?
of the week is kind of related. It's a home decor item. Because it's related to decor.
Oh yeah, is it the cups that we got
It's
so
the
many
cups.
questions about?
It's the
Okay.
cups.
Yeah.
Okay. So in our guest room makeover, one of the things that we didn't really think that we'd get that many questions about was we had bought these little pencil holders off Amazon, and they're like they have like a marbly look, and they're gold rimmed, and there was like a pink marbly one and a gray marbly one.
They're awesome looking.
They're super cute, and we got a lot of questions about them. So I thought I would make them my thing of the week because we really like them. They're like, they have a good weight to them. They're heavy. They don't feel like they're going to tip
They're
over.
a good size. You can store all sorts of things in these cups.
We have a turkey baster in them.
We have a turkey baster in one.
Yeah. So we got 2 of them, but I'll put a link to them in the show notes because they're super cute. They're not very expensive, and you guys really like them. So.
Yeah.
And we really like them too. Honestly, the only reason we didn't have a link to them is because they're on Amazon and it was a Lowe's video, and it's kind of like, you know.
We don't want to push our luck.
Yeah, we don't want to like, step on any toes.
Well, if you guys liked this episode, let us know if you want us to do like more special location ones, and we can see if we can do that in the future. Make sure to rate this podcast 5 pumpkins out of 5 pumpkins on
We will accept
whatever.
no less pumpkins.
Yes. You know what? What do you even say like 5 ghosts out of 5 ghosts?
Or 5 ghosts out of 5 ghosts. We will accept no less ghosts.
Yes. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
That's horrible.